If you want some FIFA 23 coins, please check out MMOXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're fast, cheap and reliable, and if you use code REMA you can get yourself a 5% discount. What's up guys, my name's Ash and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video guys, I'm going to be showing you some 4-2-3-1 narrow custom tactics and player instructions which will really help your overall game in FIFA 23. Now it's good to say that these tactics do work just as well after the patch with the pressure nerfs and things like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. But I just want to put out like a little disclaimer. It's very important that you know which types of players to use in the correct position, because these tactics are very much based upon players' work rates and the style of players. So that's just a warning for you guys, so you might want to listen to what I say regarding it. So if we look at the custom tactics, here are what they are. So for the defensive style guys, we have this on balance, because like I said, EA did nerf the pressure tactics. Constant pressure, if you use it all game, you're going to get your players knackered because they up the stamina decay by 41%. Pressure on heavy touch and press after possession loss have also been affected. Not as badly, but you still get a bit of a stamina problem with it. So I just like to leave this on balance because I think it's better anyway. You can press when you want to press, drop off when you want to press, gives you more control. Now for width guys, I like to have this on 40 because again, when you're defending, it's nice to be very compact. It stops players being able to play right through the middle of your team, and also it has the width that stops them just being able to go down the wing. So it keeps your defense nice and compact and stops your opponent being able to walk through you. Now for depth, this one's a bit more down to personal preference. I like to have this on 62 because I have meta defenders. My players are able to catch them up a little bit more. If you don't have these quicker defenders, it might be worth lowering your depth down a little bit, but I think it's very important to have good defenders, and I keep my depth on 62 because it allows me to keep a high line and keep pressure on my opponent manually. For build-up play, I like to have this on fast build-up. Now, originally I didn't like this, but as I've started playing this game more and with the way that this formation works, I've really enjoyed having this on fast build-up because your players seem to be more active when building up the play. You're able to create more passing opportunities up the pitch, and you don't just have to rely on that one single driven pass. For chance creation, direct passing is always the best one, because with direct passing, it creates the most opportunities for your player. As I always say, look at the diagram in the bottom right. You can see the players are constantly moving around off the ball to get into space and create chances. If you look at something like balance, this doesn't happen. They're very static, they don't move around too much, and yeah, it's not too useful. Possession, your players move around, just not in the way that you want them to. You don't create any chances. And forward runs, they move around, but again, I think it's a little bit too aggressive, and it actually forces your opponent into a drop back state, which isn't that good. Now, for attacking width, I like to have this on 37 because what I've noticed with this formation is it's actually very good attacking in a narrow manner. Now, what a lot of people like to do with this formation is like up the width to 45 and make it more of like a wide formation. I actually think this works better having your width lower, like 37, because it puts all of your players in that weirder position when you're attacking, and your opponent finds it more difficult to stop you. For example, you can play much more short, intricate passes because your players are closer together, and it gives you many options in the middle of the pitch. It's very good, and if you do want to pull people outside to the wings, you can use creative runs with the left trigger. So again, 37 width, amazing. Players in box is also down to personal preference guys. I like to have this on 7 because when I'm attacking, I like to get a lot of people in the box. It gives me a lot more options, and it makes the defensive AI against it a little less effective because they have more players to mark, and it helps against those drop back opponents. Obviously, when you get counter attacked, it can leave you unstuck, so if you do want to lower it a little bit, that is up to you, but I think 7 is the best. Now, corners and free kicks. Corners have obviously been nerfed with the new patch. They've patched that corner glitch, but what if I told you there is another one that works? So if you want me to post that, let me know, but for now I just leave this on 1-1 because again, corners aren't that good. It's better to just play the ball short. So like I said, for this formation to be effective with the tactics that I'm using, it's important to use the correct type of player. So if you look at the right hand side of my screen, you'll see my team. So let's break this down a little bit. Ronaldo is a high-low striker, which means he will stay forward, doesn't contribute too much to the defense, and you always have that option as a striker. That is very important. Ronaldo also has the authentic movements that you need in a striker, as well as being that lengthy player with an architect that makes those runs. A player that isn't lengthy or explosive may not make those runs. So I prefer having a lengthy player in that striker position, and obviously it's important they have the work rates to complement your style basically. Now for the wide cams you have a little bit more freedom. I have Chiesa and Leao. Leao is a medium-low player and obviously is controlled even with a finisher. So I like this because it puts Leao in like weird positions. So when you are attacking, because of that medium-low work rate, he hangs about in those positions that are hard to mark. Similarly, when you're defending, because of that low work rate, he doesn't come back too much, and again, he's also in those weird positions. Chiesa is a high medium. That high attacking work rate really helps him. The medium defensive work rate means when you lose the ball, he gets back, but not too much. He's in a decent position. So when you do win the ball back, you've got those players on the attack to help you get started. He's also explosive, which is very useful on the wing because he's an agile player. So it's important to have those players on the wing that can dribble. Now, it's important that your cam has the correct attributes of a cam as well as the correct work rates. So, for example, Diogo Jota is a high player with a 5-star weak foot. He works perfectly in that role because of the work rates and the weak foot. The weak foot allows you to go either way with him and use either foot, so it's very unpredictable for your opponents. The high work rate means when I show you the instructions in a moment, he fits it perfectly, because the high defensive work rate means he won't come back on defense, but he will also be in the correct positions when you are defending, which helps because when you win the ball back, he's in that natural position that you need. The two CDMs are very important, so I have Patrick Vieira and Renato Sanchez. One of your players needs to at least be a high player, one which is able to run from box to box. So for example, I've got Renato Sanchez. He is very good at this. The high work rates means they're able to get up and they're able to come back. It's extremely important that you have this transition in the team. Vieira, on the other hand, is more of like a stay back CDM, and even though he doesn't have the perfect work rates with him being medium, he has the stats to make up for that, and he is like the stay back CDM, so this is okay. Your fullbacks, they have a little bit more freedom, but I suggest they're as meta as you can get them. I have Hernandez and Hakimi, who are both high medium fullbacks, but because I like to attack with my fullbacks, this actually works very well. If I had them on stay back, this wouldn't work. Do you get what I'm saying? And your two centre backs obviously need to be full meta. We have Varane and Kimpembe, two lengthy centre backs with really good pace and the perfect animations in game. So for player instructions, guys, these are also very important to make this formation click. For the striker, I have Ronaldo on stay central and get in behind. This is because Ronaldo is a high-low player, a lengthy player, and he works very well in that striker position. By having him on stay central and get in behind, he is always in that position that you need him to be in. When you're looking for somebody to get in behind the defense, Ronaldo will be there to do it. And by having him on stay central, he is also not drifting out into the wings, because as he is a sole striker, it's important he doesn't do that. For the left cam and right cam, I just have them on get into the box for cross, and this isn't because I like crossing the ball, it just improves the AI of these two players. So by having them on get into the box for cross, they do get into the box, but it's not necessarily for a cross. It just means they make more runs and are more involved instead of just hanging outside of the box. It's very important. Now Diogo Jota, I have him on stay forward. Now, like I said, I have him as a high player, which is really important. So even though he's on this stay forward instruction, he will still drop back into that little pocket of space when you're defending because of the high work rate. But again, he doesn't come back too far. So the high work rate gives him the perfect animations, the perfect AI, which you need in the cam roll, and the stay forward kind of counteracts him being too defensive. So that's why I like to use that. Now, for your more defensive-minded CDM, mine being Patrick Vieira. In an ideal world, you'd have a medium-high player in this position, but obviously Vieira is medium. So for this player, you want them to stay back and cover centre. That is it. You don't want them on cut passing lanes because that restricts their defensive ability, their defensive AI. By just having them on stay back while attacking and cover centre, you have them sitting in front of your defensive line in that central position, which is important, but they also don't have to cut the passing lanes all the time. You can apply pressure with them, that kind of thing. So it gives you a nice balance in that CDM role. And now for your other CDM, the one that is more of a box-to-box player, one with a high work rate, mine is Renato Sanchez. I just have them on balanced attack, cover center. That is it, because you still want them to cover center when defending, but you don't want to restrict their attacking ability because it gives you a nice transition in this formation. The high work rate means he'll bomb up and bomb down the pitch. Now for your more attacking fullback, mine being Theo Hernandez, I leave him on balanced attack. I completely leave him alone because I like to have him contributing into the attack. If I didn't want him to do that, I would just put him on stay back while attacking, which some of you might do, but because I like to attack with Hernandez, I leave him on balanced attack. That's why it's important to have a fullback in this position that can attack, because otherwise they're pretty useless going forward. Now my other fullback, Hakimi, I actually have him on stay back while attacking, and this doesn't mean I can't attack with him, but it also means I will always have 3 players back by default when I go forward, which stops you getting caught out as much. We also have Vieira as well, which can help cover space. If I do want to attack with Hakimi, I can just trigger a run with him, but by having him on stay back while attacking, it means we don't go too attacking too crazy and get countered instantly. But yeah, they are my custom tactics and player instructions. I hope you guys have found them useful. If you have, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new so you never miss out on any videos like this one, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you are notified when a video is posted. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.